Hi, cuties. It seems like every time I make one of these videos, I've lost my voice. So we're drinking hot tea, and we're going to go over Q2 new releases. Most of these are going to be fantasy. There is a sprinkling of others. We have some horror. We have some historical. We have some mystery. We have some sci-fi. We have some contemporaries. But overall, you know, I'm a fantasy girly, and that's just what I gravitate towards. Most of these I did find via the NetGalley. And yeah, I found a lot. We have a ton of Aprils. We have quite a few May and quite a few June. We have roughly like 125-ish books. Not an accurate amount, but we have a lot to get through. So we're going to once again show you what the book is, maybe read a little bit of the blurb, and move right along. Because Q's voice is... we're suffering quite a lot right now, trying to find a good volume and a good pitch where it doesn't go, and turn me into the ghost from the garage. Anyway, cool. I also, as a little treat, will be signaling when certain books, I know for a fact, most of these books will, but I know for a fact will count for a Her Kid 3 prompt. And that's the tea. So pay attention. Sorry if I'm too... I don't know. Am I too close to the mic? Maybe. I don't know. Fix it in post, Q. No, sometimes you can't. To begin, we have The Thorns We Inherit by Lindsay Hart. Anyway, this lush, dark gothic fantasy debut weaves haunting world-building, goddess-blessed magic, and an aching, slow-burn romance into a story of legacy, devotion, and survival. Perfect for fans of V.E. Schwab, Rachel Gillig, and Hannah Witten. Excuse me, I mispronounced that as V.E.S.T.H.W.A.B. I like all three of those authors, so I hope I like this one too. Alrighty. Next up, we have Burn the Kingdom Down. What's on the cover? Hold on, let me get a better... What is that? Is that a person? I think it's a person covered in golden vines. Okay. Anyway, this is an action-packed enemies to lovers romantasy filled with a romance that will leave you breathless, betrayals that will rip your heart out, and the princess who will stop at nothing for revenge. Again, I'm on cold medicine. Excuse me. All right, these are all April 7th right now. We're in the April 7th. We have a lot of April 7th. We have The Unruly Heart of Miss Darcy by Erin Edward. So, of course, you know me, or if you don't know me, hi, I'm a little bit of what one might call a sleut for Pride and Prejudice. And all Pride and Prejudice retellings. This is going to be about Georgiana Darcy being queer in the Regency. I actually know there's quite a few stories that have this take that Georgiana is queer. And, like, I'm not mad about it. If anything, I do think she would be at least bi. But, you know, I don't know who she's hanging out with. Who is she hanging out with? Kitty! Kitty Bennett. We never get a Kitty Bennett story, too. Kitty Bennett is always overlooked, and I've wanted for years to write my own Kitty Bennett story. Do I think she and Kitty Bennett? I mean, you know what? I could see it. I could see Kitty and Georgiana. I tend to drift more to the Georgiana and Mary storylines, or even Georgiana and Lydia, because both of them have been tricked and bamboozled by a Mr. Wickham. So, what I really want is a Georgiana and Lydia banding together to unalive Wickham story, and then they fall in love. That's peak Pride and Prejudice retelling for me. And then, of course, Darcy has to like, oh no, my sweet little sister, she'd never do that. She's sweet and innocent. Clearly it was someone else, or he did it himself. Ha ha ha. That's what Mr. Darcy sounds like to me. Ha ha ha. We have The Impossible Garden of Clara Thorne by Summer and England. I actually just learned about this one, and I'm very excited about it. And I did get myself a little audio arc of it. I'm very excited to read it. But we have a little cozy one. Love grows in the most impossible places in Summer and England's debut sweet and spicy cozy romantasy for fans of The Spell Shop, which I am, and For Whom the Bell Tolls, which I haven't read yet. But of course, we have to come back to the true Empress of Cozy Romantasy, and that is Sarah Beth's new Faraway Inn. This is not set in the world of the Spell Shop. This is different. It's set in Vermont. But after a devastating heartbreak, a teen girl decides to spend her summer helping her eccentric great-aunt manage her quaint Vermont inn, but this fixer-upper is hiding a magical secret in this cozy and irresistible new fantasy. It is YA, though, which, like Spell Shop and them, are adult, so... Year of the Mer. This is a dark, bloody, epic fantasy reimagining of The Little Mermaid that goes far beyond the fairy tale to explore family legacy, war, and what we will sacrifice for vengeance. Perfect read for fans of The Priory of the Orange Tree and Cersei. I'm a big fan of both of those. Gimme a book, Captain Men. We have The Gravewood by Kelly Andrew. Is it love? Or is it bloodlust? Anyway, it's Kelly Andrew. I really liked Your Blood, Your Bones. I think that's the title. So I'm hoping to love this. I'm actually about to read another Kelly Andrew. I have The Whispering Dark to read. So I'm excited. We have Shay Parker, who has lived her entire life in the shadow of the Gravewood, a deadly forest that's cut her town off from the world. And I'm excited about that. All right. Well, apparently we have vampires. We are tagged the vampires. I'm a little burnt out on vampires, but we'll see. Then we have a sequel. This is The Rise of the Celestials. Now, I was not a huge fan of Legend of Menica, which is the first book in this series. But if you were, just know, April 7th, the sequel is coming out to that. There you go. Next up, we have Serafina by Philip Fracassi. I love this cover. This cover is like, it's giving a lot of good stuff. This apparently is where Confederate soldiers go AWOL and try to make their way home, and then they come across dark, beautiful woman. And things should not go well for anybody who was in the Confederacy. Let me tell you, Jasper Cullen. This does say September 1st on here. I believe it is getting a new edition. Yeah, 2026. Maybe it was done by... Was it self-published before, maybe? I don't know. But 2026 has an edition coming out. That's why this one's on the list. All right. We have To Steal a Throne by Gabby Burton. YA fantasy perfect for fans of divine rivals. A girl who has always served others decides to take power for herself. Yes, queen. I don't know. I like Gabby Burton so far. I've only read one book by her, but I've enjoyed it. So let's hope this is another YA for those who go, ooh, YA. Shush. Right, then we have Devil of the Deep by Valencia Jean-Francois. Lou watched the love of his life walk the plank and sink into the inky black depths of the sea. Nenna was dead, or so he thought. Fantasy, queer, pirates. Fantasy, queer, pirates, mermaids. Fantasy, queer, pirates. Fantasy, queer, pirates, mermaid. I'm fine. We have The Afterlands by Akemi Dawn Bowman. This is the third book in the Infinity Courts. I haven't actually started the Infinity Courts yet. It's on my TBR, so I think this is the conclusion, possibly, to the trilogy. I don't know. It's a YA sci-fi, and I'm having to move my voice up here because it's less scratchy if I talk in an upper level register, apparently. So, enjoy a Mickey Mouse voice. Anyway, this one says April 16th. April 16th on that, although I think it was in my April 7th grouping. Apparently Goodreads has a different date. Anyway, the next up we have is The Midnight Croissant by Bonnie Solomon. The Afterlife Sassy and Spirit Guide is about to slay Paris. This voice is going to get really annoying for people, I can tell. I'm so sorry. Anyway, it's cozy fantasy and humor. Woo! On a very different note, we have The Bloody and the Damned by Becca Coffindaffer. I like saying that name a lot. Coffindaffer. Becca Coffindaffer. Becca Coffindaffer. It feels like a vocal warm-up. Like a tongue twister. Becca Coffindaffer. Becca Coffindaffer. Becca Coffindaffer. Becca Coffindaffer. It actually kind of is. That was kind of hard. That was hard to do. Anyway, it says it's perfect for fans of Arcane and Iron Widow. And don't hate me. I haven't finished Arcane. I watched the first couple episodes, but I watched it with friends. And then we haven't gotten together to watch the rest of it. They've all watched the rest of it without me, though. Sorry, I apologize. I will finish it one of these days. Especially, didn't season 2 come out? We have The Wicked Sea by Jordan Stephanie Gray. In this dark and sultry romantasy, a mermaid battles hatred and lust for the wretched warlock who saved her life. Enemies, lovers, mermaids. And look at those. It's like iridescent on the end pages there. I hope that's really shiny when it comes out. Anyway, I entered this giveaway in case you couldn't tell. All right, next up we have Your Behavior Will Be Monitored by Justin Feinstein. I'm saying Stein because the I is at the end and whichever vowel's second is what you pronounce. According to my vocal teacher when I had to sing in German. This one's a contemporary science fiction with AI and dystopia and literary fiction. So it just looks really creepy and weird. So I put it on the list. We next have Infinite Shores, another conclusion, I believe, to the trilogy. The first book was Curious Tides by Pascal Lascelles. I really did like the first book. I still haven't read the second book yet, but I do plan on finishing this one. So this one comes out as well as April 7th. We then move on to The Subtle Art of Folding Space. All right, John Chu. Actually, I have to do a couple on this one. Exhilarating debut science fiction novel. Channels unhinged physics, generational trauma, and the comfort of a really good dim sum. This isn't your usual jaunt through quantum physics. All right. Oh, I'm so excited about this one. It's The Book Witch by Meg Schaefer. Every book Meg Schaefer has written so far has been a banger for me. I love it. She writes these really good magical realism. They have a lot of impact and feeling to them. This one's about a witch. You could hop into any novel. She just hop on in there. What a dream. Would love to be that person. Can I be the Book Witch? Please. And thank you. Next up, we have The Alchemary. Neither Amnesia nor the brothers trying to steer her fate will stop Amber Falbrook from uncovering the truth about herself, the Alchemary, and the legend of the Philosopher's Stone. Ah, I love this cover. Absolutely obsessed with this type of cover, I will say. Next up, we have The Sun King's Dawn by Briar Naran. Now, this one says March 7th here. I have it in April on NetGalley, so I don't know which one's correct. But you're getting it anyway, alright? This is book 1 of an epic queer romantic quartet set in a queer normative fantasy realm of Ardinia, featuring an asexual king, the knight who loves him, and the people they must protect. Yes! Sorry. I'm loving that. So I'm really excited about that one, if you couldn't tell. Alright, next up we have Daughter of the Wind. Woo! An ancient evil stirs as a future empress wrestles with a dangerous new magic that threatens her bond with her beloved horse and a forbidden love for the enemy sworn to protect her. April 14th. We've moved into April 14th. Next up, we have Japanese Gothic by Kylie Lee Baker. I'm very excited about this, considering how much I loved Bat Eater. I'm ready for this. This is going to have dual timelines, and one of these stories is a lie, apparently. And I don't know which one. Is it the modern day? Is it the historical? Which one is it? But it's spooky, and it's Japanese, and I'm excited. All right. We have West of Wicked by Nikki St. Crow, which is another Wizard of Oz retelling, where Tin Man has apparently taken over Oz. And Dorothy has amnesia. She don't remember nothing, really. We're going to go back into the land of Oz. Let's find out what goes down. Next up, we have Deathly Fates by Tessia Tsai. Tessia. I don't know. Anyway, we have a sweeping debut inspired by Chinese folk practice of necromancy. Deathly Fates is a perfect for fans of Descent of the Crane, which I am. The Bone Shard Daughter, I haven't read yet. And a magic steeped in poison, I found meh. So, We'll see where this one lands. We have Fast and Fastidious, which is Pride and Prejudice meets The Fast and the Furious, and I think that's all you need to know. That's all. Next up, we have The Scorpion Thief. All right, a deadly Cold War political game, a cursed Egyptian artifact. To one, the treasure's guardian, the other, its thief. There is definitely a typo here. I'm hoping this gives mummy vibes. That's what I'm hoping for. We have Wife-Shaped Bodies. All right, Sorrowland meets Manhunt. Don't know either of those. But it is a literary horror debut, which isolated newlywed covered in mushroom growth like all other wives in her community, strikes a precarious balance between following her husband's strict rules and pursuing an intense connection with a woman who makes her question everything. Okay. The Demonic Inventions of Aurelie Blake by Mara Rutherford. In Wisteria, the very act of innovation is forbidden. Any creation, art, music, engineering conjures a demon from the other side. The greater the innovation, the more dangerous the demon. Well, guess what? In 2 years shitstorm, we're all making demons, I guess. Next up, we have I Could Give You the Moon by Anne Liang. Everyone loves Chanel Sao except Aries Yen. This is a contemporary romance. Apparently it's got a little magical realism in it. I don't know. I like Anne Liang's writing. Let's see how we do. We've got Stay for a Spell. I am really excited about this one. A cursed princess must discover what her heart truly longs for in this charmingly cozy romantic fantasy for everyone who's ever lost or found themselves in a bookshop. This is about a princess who basically locks herself in a bookshop, and her parents keep sending her like knights and princes to save her, but she's like, bro, I'm good. So I'm very excited about it. Next up, we have The Lost Book of Elizabeth Barton by Jennifer N. Brown. We have a dual timeline murder mystery set in the English country manor when an ambitious professor discovers the long-lost manuscript of a Reformation-era prophetess. Intriguing, dare I say. Next up, we have Invasive Species. Ooh. Sorry, I'm going to talk real low. The women in Cold Harbor all have something to prove, and they'll have to do it in a world full of monsters. I'm sorry. Sometimes I just vocal stim my own crappy voice right now. Next up, we have Cherry Baby. Everybody knows that Cherry's husband, Tom, is in Hollywood making a movie. Almost nobody knows that he isn't coming home. I think because Tom's a piece of shit, if my memory serves. Yeah, he has the main character. The movie is based on Cherry. And it's a little bit of fat shaming. And yeah, we're not happy about that, but I'm sure Cherry will get her revenge. Ha ha! Anyway, moving on to Declivity. The mission is simple. Infiltrate the Elam stronghold. Ascertain the nature of the weapon being used to counteract the storm weaving that keeps us safe. Destroy it, if necessary. Why is it always the simple mission that goes awry? And that's all we really know about it. All right. The Antiquarian's Object of Desire by India Holton. This is the third book in Love's Academic, which I haven't started yet, but I want to read these. These all seem so fun. So, yeah. They're forced to fake hate each other, apparently. I love that. That should be super fun. We have The Witch and the Huntress by Luna McNamara. Two of Greek mythology's most complex and powerful women, Medea and Atalanta, join forces on Jason's quest for the Golden Fleece in this suspenseful sapphic reimagining from the acclaimed author of Psyche and Eros. Now, Psyche and Eros didn't get great reviews, so we'll see how this one goes. We have The Many by Sylvain Neuvel. I'm a big fan of Sylvain Neuvel so far. Minds of 5 normal people merge in a beautiful, unnerving first contact story where the strangest thing humanity has to face is each other. Ooh. Very, what's that Netflix series called? Where they're like all merged in minds and stuff. Sense8. That one. It's very Sense8. All right. Come sing for the harrowing Dan Coxon. The newest collection, of award-winning Dan Coxon, Come Sing for the Harrowing, is a terrifying menagerie of the strange and weird, unsettling, poignant, and always masterfully crafted. 16 stories are a feast of folk horror. Yes. Very fun. All right, next up we have Thrall by Rebecca Mahoney. A young woman looking for a transformative college experience is bitten by a vampire and must team up with his other living victims to hunt him down. Yay. All right, we have The Labyrinth of Waking Dreams by Michelle Kowicki. Adventure-packed portal fantasy, 3 teens discover a gateway to a mythical labyrinth in the Appalachian Mountains. I like me a mythical labyrinth. We have Aphrodite in Pieces by Lauren J.A. Baer. Experience the myth and magic of antiquity's most alluring and provocative goddess as never witnessed before, in a gorgeously rendered, unflinching, and deeply vulnerable retelling from the author of Mother of Rome and Medusa Sisters. 2 books I have yet to read, but are on my TBR. Next up, we have Thistlemarsh by Maria Corrigan. Fairies disappeared over 100 years ago, as suddenly as slipping through a doorway. It was only the very foolish, or the very determined, who held out hope for their return. Second Time's a Charm by Taylor Epperson. Returning home after years away, Reese is going to have to avoid her assassin ex-boyfriend as she learns to care for the magical creatures now under her protection. Hisphacat comp title, anyone? Next up we have Odessa by Gabrielle Scher. In a powerfully imagined Russia at the height of the pogroms, a grief-stricken family turns to ancient magic to bring their daughter back from the grave. My guess is that doesn't go very well, considering it's a horror. Next up, Until We Meet Again by Lily Kim Chung. A poignant and vividly illustrated graphic memoir about a young woman's search for belonging as her immigrant family moves between Canada and China. Graphic novel! Every time we have Until We Meet Again, when I was in choir in high school, I was in a group called Echoes, and we always sang the same song everywhere we went. It was like our staple song. And on one of the lines, until we meet again, we meet again. Yeah, that's how it goes. Anyway, moving on. City of Iron and Ivy. All right, Thomas Kent West. The beguiling historical fantasy debut blends dark academia with the glamour of Bridgerton, as a scholar of magic investigates her sister's murder. Perfect for fans of Heather Fawcett and H.G. Parry. I'm a fan of one of those. I haven't read the other. We have Mad Mabel by Sally Hepworth. There are 2 kinds of people no one ever expects to be murderers: little girls and old ladies. Mystery thriller, people. Look at that. I put a mystery thriller on my list. What? Who am I? Next up, we have Morbid Curiosities. An ambitious teen enrolls at an elite science institute in Morbid Curiosities, a young adult thriller from author S. Hattie. Dark academia mystery, even though it has a bunny on the cover. Anyway, we have Witch Queen Rising by Savannah Stevens. A reclusive witch who fled the burden of her bloodline rises to be the greatest among them in this lush and haunting fantasy debut. New Orleans Witchkin. Ha ha! I'm sorry, it's just a lot easier to talk in the upper register, I guess. We have The Sea Spinner by Julie Johnson, which is the sequel to... I forget it, but it's in the Reign of Remnants. What's the sequel of this? What's the sequel? It's a Phoenix one. Anyway, sequel if you like the first one. What is the first one? I gotta know now. It's gonna be Windweaver. Duh, the Windweaver, which I haven't read yet, but I have an arc for. Next up, How to Fake It in Society by K.J. Charles. Casey McQuiston meets queer Bridgerton in the stunning artistic romance by genre powerhouse K.J. Charles. I'm excited. I love it. Next up, we have Our Rogue Fates by Sarah Glenn Marsh. Rogue Devotions #1. On the hunt for hidden treasure, 2 former best friends turned adversaries must put the past behind them if they hope to make it home. We have The Boyfriend Academy by J.S. Strange. Love is forbidden. Truth is dangerous. Survival is everything. It's also queer. Queer dark academia. Queer dark academia. That's what I care about. Oh, this one's April 9th. It accidentally went in the back. My bad. Apparently this one only has the audio for some reason. We have How to Survive Camping, The Lady in Chains. I don't get to know anything anymore, apparently. I think this is a series of books, or maybe it's just audios, because there's no other editions. So yeah. Spooky camping. Except we have Bloodbound by Ellis Hunter, a debut high-stakes fantasy romance trilogy set against a once-in-a-generation duel to the death between rival witches and dragon riders as they battle to control the source of all magic in their kingdoms. It says, perfect for fans of Fourth Wing, Throne of Glass, and Quicksilver. Well, I haven't read Quicksilver, and I'm not a fan of the other two, so we'll see. But maybe you are, you know? This isn't just about me. We have Death Meets Cute by J. Penner. We have cozy fantasy romance. I think it's orc. Is it an orc romance? I can't remember if it's an orc. Yep, it's an orc. Fearsome orc. Orc romance. All right, we have An Arcane Study of Stars by Sidney J. Shields. Sidney J. Shields wrote The Honey Witch, which I know wasn't a big hit, but so far this one has pretty good reviews, so we'll see. Next up, we have The Redwood Bargain. Markel Grabo is the author. To free her cousin from an indentured contract, Catrian agrees to fulfill their lord's bargain with the fabled Redwood Man. Also queer. Also fantasy queer. All right. Next up is If We Cannot Go at the Speed of Light by Kim Cho-yup and Anton Her as a translator. Meet the alien species that put the humanity into human beings. Discover the fate of Slephonia 3 once warp travel became obsolete. Visit the Mind Library to commune with the dead. Okay, then. Why not? And our final book that we're talking about in April is We Burn So Bright. I just read this. You will cry. I'm just going to let you know now. This is one you're going to cry. This is about the end of the world. There is a black hole. It's in this synopsis and not spoilers. A black hole coming to Earth. People only have like 30 days left. And we're following an elderly gay couple across the U.S. as they're trying to make it before the world ends to this one spot for reasons that are later revealed in the book. But along the way, they meet a bunch of different types of people, and how it kind of showcases how people handle, you know, the end of the world and stuff like that. And, you know, we don't really know what's going to happen once they get sucked into a black hole, you know, no. So, it is a lovely read, very powerful writing. It will make you cry. Okay, cool. Moving on to May books, we have Lady X by Molly Fader. The search for a notorious vigilante exposes the secrets between 3 generations of women in this propulsive novel of female resistance and rage. All right. I love lady vigilantes. Give me more. Okay. We have There's Something Fishy About My Boyfriend by Gloria Duke. Jim, Tan, Merman. Welcome to the Jersey Shore, where the men are hot, the sun is sizzling, and the boardwalk's seen it all until now. This looks so silly. I'm not gonna lie. This looks so silly. And sometimes you really need a silly book. Okay? Alright. Okay. Next up we have Kumara by Anita K. Raman. She's a Deva princess destined to heal the world. He's an Asura prince destined to rule it. You know. We have The Hollow by Leslie Lenz. Leah has spent her entire life believing magic isn't real, until the day her only family member vanishes on her 18th birthday, leaving behind a forbidden book bound to her blood. Spooky, spooky. It looks really cool. All right, we have Homebound by Portia Elan. 5 interlocking lives, 1 beloved story, a dazzling adventure across centuries and continents in search of the things that hold us together. Hey guys, we got a new Murderbot. Murderbot coming out my 5th platform decay. Sec unit is back. Sec unit is back. Yeah, Sec unit is back. I'm so freaking excited. Yeah, I'm pretty chill about that one. Seek Immediate Shelter by Vincent Yu. A breathtaking debut novel about survival, hope, and second chances in an Asian American community in Massachusetts when a false missile throws the residents' lives into chaos. I think this is probably based on that one real event that happened in Hawaii, where there was a missile warning on everyone's phones. Yeah. We have Mothman is My Boyfriend. 10 Tales of Cryptid Love and Lust. And just, what more do you need to know? Why have you not already run out to pre-order this? All right, we have Roles in Rivalry by Christy Boyce. This is the third in the gaming and romance series. I do want to read this series, but here's the third one coming out. I'm especially excited because it looks like we've got marching band and color guard, and your girl was in marching band. Flute, baby. So, let's hope for the best. We've got The Girl with 1,000 Faces by Sunya Dean. New Sunya Dean. I really, 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 really love The Book Eater, so I'm really hoping that I love this one. It is a set in historical Hong Kong that meshes ancient myths and local legends into haunting stories. A story of ghosts, grief, and women who will not forgive. I'm one of those women I will not forgive. Ever. Death's Daughter. We have, by S.A. Barnes, a beautiful hardcover. Oh, that's that thing. The steamy mythology of neon gods meets dark academia in this contemporary romance. Contemporary romance? Excuse you, that is a fantasy romance. How are you contemporary? Fix that. Moving on, we have Shadows in the Dreamstone by Kelly K. Braniak. What if the laws of nature resulted in imprisonment at the hands of political tyrants? Oh! Queer sci-fi, queer sci-fi. All right, we have That Which Feeds Us. A native Hawaiian teen travels to a luxury island resort in search of her missing twin and uncovers the dark side of paradise. Woo! That's Mexican Gothic meets She is a Haunting. 2 books I have yet to read, but are on my TBR. There's a lot of that, okay? Welcome to the Blast, a cyberpunk adventure. Neon Dust, I think is the actual title. I don't know why it's that, but it says Neon Dust, welcome to the Blast. And for that I say, alright, survival depends on determination, daring, and dust in this dystopian adventure with a dash of romance from the creator of Victor of Tucson and Cyber Dreams. I don't know. Exciting. Looks fun. And cool. We have The Whispered Tree. This is the second book in the Amara Chronicles, which started with The Shiver Tree. There you go. Ignore All Previous Instructions by Ada Hoffman. A script supervisor for an AI media conglomerate is caught between her intense need for an orderly life and her deeper, darker queer desires. From the creator of the Outside trilogy, a heartfelt interplanetary epic of identity, longing, and a space pirate who smuggles inappropriate stories. Yes, please. All right, we have Vile Lady Villains by Danae Christopolo. I don't know if that's how you say that name. Danae? I don't know. But with the consequences of her murderous actions closing in, Lady Macbeth turns to 3 witches for help. She's given a brew that transports her to an unknown realm. Desperately lost, she opens the door and comes face to face with a beautiful woman drenched in blood. Please tell me that lady's Carmilla, because that'd be such a fun mashup. No, it's Clytemnestra. Never mind. Okay, but still also a great mashup, so yeah. We have The Bone Door. All right, by Frances White. Don't love the cover, but I like Frances White. There you go. How far will you go to open the bone door? And what would you do for a Klondike bar? There you go. We have The Last Dragon House by Liv May Morris. A middle grade debut about a magical boarding house for dragons and the unlikely siblings destined to save it. Oh, no, you Look at the babies. Oh, I'm sorry, Bubby. Am I disturbing you? Okay. Hey, guys. It's Tapestry of Fate by Shannon Chakraborty. I'm so excited. This is the second book in Amina El-Sarafi. I'm so excited. I might have already pre-ordered it. Shh, don't tell my egg hunt. Yeah, anyway, Amina El Sarafi 2 finally is coming out. I am super stoked. Let's go. Let's frickin' go. Is my boy in it? Hold on. Yep, sure is. Yay! Okay. All right, we have Under a Carnivore Sky by Brianna Jett. I'm the only one left hunting the monster. The only one left with a chance of saving us all. YA horror, labyrinthian man-eating swamp. Don't mind if I do. We have The Devil and Mrs. Gooch by Oliver Darkshire, which is the second book in Household Grammary. I didn't even realize that. What's the first book? Isabella Nag in the Pot of Basil. Interesting. Okay. Didn't know about that one. I guess it's in the universe, so it might be a standalone within the universe. Sure. Why not? Is the devil her pet? I don't know. Pratchett-shaped hole in my heart. Okay. Perfectly cut to fit the Pratchett-shaped hole in her heart. So, there you go. We have Deathbringer by Sonia Tagliarini. For fans of Naomi Novik, which I am, and Carrie Maniscalco, haven't read anything. A dark academia romantasy steeped in necromancy, forbidden love, and a twisty murder mystery set within the perilous halls of a magical institute. Sure. Seek the Traitor's Son by Veronica Roth is back with another dystopian fantasy. And I already have an arc for it. Okay. I have Our Lady of Blades by Sebastian de Castel, which is the sequel to The Traitor's Blade, I believe. Court of Shadows is the series. No, Crucible of Chaos is that. No. Play of Shadows is the first book. My bad. Traitor's Blade is a different series entirely. I mean, not entirely. It is the same author. But yeah, Two Divided by Tragedy, United by Steel. Yeah. Swashbuckling fantasy. Why not? Let's go. All right, we have All Them Dogs by Jamal White. For fans of Lisa McInerney, Gabrielle Krause, and Graham Armstrong, All Them Dogs is a fizzing debut from one of Ireland's most striking new voices. I don't know much about it. Queer Contemporary Ireland. May 19th. There you go. The Lustrous Dark by Loretta Chefchaouni? I don't know. For fans of Sabaa Tahir and Guillermo del Toro comes The Lustrous Dark. Sold. Inspired by a Moroccan folktale in which a young midwife's apprentice rises up to take back the power that's been stolen from women. Love that. We have And Side by Side They Wander by Molly Tanzer, an intergalactic art heist by a ragtag group of underqualified misfits. What could go wrong? You know, in the tagline of Search for the Phoenix, I do say we have a ragtag group of mythological misfits. What could go wrong? I have that on the blurb of the back of my book. I'm just saying. Kindred Spirits. We have The Shippers, a new Catherine Center. Fastest rising rom-com stars delivers her latest swoony blah, 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 about a destination wedding on a cruise ship. A cruise ship, yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. The cold medicine is really, really, really hitting me. Okay, we have The Neon Sky. This is the second book in the Idlewood duology, which the first book is Glittering Edge. That's right, which I do have a copy of. It came in my Fairy Loot when I still had Fairy Loot, but now I'm too poor to have Fairy Loot. We have Palaces of the Crow by Ray Naylor. Historical fantasy, sci-fi, weird stuff. Ray Naylor writes weird stuff, so this is going to be a weird one. There you go. We have The Fake Divination Offense by Sarah Roche, which is the second book in Magic and Romance. I forget what the first book is called, but I recognize it, so I'm really excited about it. Well, we have some nice queer romance in this fun stuff. All right. Next up, we have A Dark and Wild Wood by Sarah Nicole Lemon. Inspired by Bluebeard. I like me a good Bluebeard retelling. Why not? All right, we have A Kiss of Crimson Ash. All right, by Anuja Varghese. the first book in a new medieval and India-inspired fantasy trilogy from a remarkable Canadian talent. A Kiss of Crimson Ash teams with rich storytelling, lush world building, and a spice of every variety. Okay. We have Marooned by Ben Chaufin. Survivor meets the charm offensive in the contemporary LGBTQIA plus romantic comedy about love, strategy, and connection on a desert island reality show. This sounds so fun. This sounds so fun. I want to read. I just read The Prince's Heart by the same author, and it was really fun. We have Half Wild by Sabrina Blackberry. Half-blooded Wren escapes her old life among humans to go live with the Fae. After a warm welcome, Wren slowly begins to accept herself for who she is, until she encounters a more sinister court that would rather see the child of their enemy unalived. Okay. We have A Queen Crowned in Flames, which is the second book to A Fate Forged in Fire, which I really enjoyed. And read for Herkyed. May release last year. So if you missed a May release, just quickly read the first book, and then you can read the second book, and then you'll have that one if you were late to Herkyed. There you go. Okay, I won't read you that synopsis because there's a lot of stuff going on, but it is a conclusion to the duology, so that's fun. All right, we have A Curse of Beasts and Magic by Janine Frost. We have Beauty and the Beast meets The Witcher. That could go either way for me. Either freaking way. All right, and finally for May, we have The Rain Shadow Orphans by Naomi Ishiguro, featuring stenciled edges. Ooh. The first novel in a dazzling fantasy trilogy inspired by Japanese folklore and Studio Ghibli films like Spirited Away, set within a mythical archipelago brimming with dragons and sun spirits, high-tech hackers, and bubble tea. Which, okay, but for real though, bubble tea, at least when I was in Japan, was not really a big thing. It wasn't a huge thing. So, okay, whatever. Moving on to June. We can make it through this. Let's go. We've got Father Material by Alexis Hall. We have the third book in London Calling. We had Boyfriend Material. We had Husband Material. And now we get Father Material and a dog. A dog. We get them with the dog. I'm excited for this. I'm excited to see where Luke and Oliver have come through with everything. Yeah. This is a fun series. If you haven't read it, it's very fun. This is retroactive. Okay. Shadow Reaper by Lynette Noni. We have a new Lynette Noni. If you like The Prison Healer, here's her next one. Never bargain with a Reaper. Obviously, I've watched Supernatural. The Secret World of Briar Rose by Cindy Pham, a lush and immersive queer Sleeping Beauty retelling about escapism, grief, and dreaming of a better world, as imagined by YouTube star Cindy Pham. YouTube star Cindy Pham? Who's Cindy Pham? Do I know Cindy? I don't know. It is Read with Cindy. It's Read with Cindy. I didn't know that Cindy wrote a book. I don't know Cindy. That's exciting. Cool. Good to know. We have Samantha Spook, Paranormal Wedding Planner by Elise Lynn. Elise Lynn's delightfully spooky contemporary romance debut is perfect for fans of Legends and Lattes and Netflix's Wednesday. I wasn't a fan of Legends and Latte. I was a fan of the first season of Wednesday. Sort of. I haven't finished the next season. Anyway. We have Their Will Undone by R.J. Valdeperis. Debut fantasy must-read for fans of The Winter's Curse, What the River Knows, and This Woven Kingdom. I've read one of 3 of those. Cool. This one's June 2nd. You can't even see it. June 2nd. There you go. We have The Hyacinth Library by Jamie Pacton. I've been doing a really bad job at all my winking, by the way. But a lot of these. Whimsical adventure full of magic, fantastical road trips, and sapphic slow burn, friends to lovers, romance for fans of Sorcery and Thorns, and Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, which I'm fans of. Let's go! We have The Game of Oaths by S.C. Bandretti. heart-pounding, richly imagined fantasy set in the Belle Epoque, a trapeze artist fights to win a deadly tournament amid the glamour and illusions of a magical circus. But survival isn't her only goal. She wants revenge. I love a good circus book. A field guide for the formerly villainous by Autumn K. England and M.K. England. I love M.K. England. I'm excited about that. Okay. Stardew Valley meets Studio Ghibli in a charming, cozy fantasy about healing, redemption, and the subtle magic of simple living. Let's go. Let's go. Excited. We have Bromantasy. I think this originally came out elsewhere, but it might be getting a revamp or a republish or a picked up thing. I don't know, but it's a cozy queer fantasy about mortifying ordeal of being known by your totally platonic best friend and the epic quest that might force you to confront the truth. 2 heroes, 1 brain cell. Yes, please. Yes, yes. Yes, and thank you. All right, Black River. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Ruby Jean Cottle is the author. A mystical YA series that blends fantasy, sci-fi, and romance. All 17-year-old Dusty wants us to escape into books in the wilderness that surrounds her mountain home. Me too, bitch. What she doesn't know is that there's something waiting for her in the shadows of the forest. Endless Blue Beneath by Shannon K. English. A young mermaid is forced to choose between her old life above the waves and her new life below them in this eerie, romantic, queer fantasy duology. Yay! Queer mermaids again. We have The Unmagical Life of Briar Jones by Lex Croucher. Yay! Casey McQuiston meets the secret history in this unmissable dark academia fantasy and following former childhood best friends who reunite at a magical boarding school after years, only to find themselves enemies on opposite sides of the ugly secrets hidden within the gilded walls. I think Lex Croucher's going to be one of my, auto-buy authors going forward. I've now read 2 of their works. Love it. We have A Shopgirl's Guide to Wooing a Lord by Shayna Galen. A down-on-her-luck shopgirl and the son of an earl find they have more in common than they think, including sexual chemistry they can't resist. Okay. I love this coat. I want a coat like this. I'm probably going to make myself a coat like that. All right, we have The Making of a Witch. Inspired by true events, this novel tells the tale of young Alice Molland, who must grapple with accusations of witchcraft and the persecution of women with mysterious gifts in turbulent 17th century England. I Am Not a Vampire Anymore by Darcy Miller. Being a teenager bites, literally. When a classmate develops a thirst for blood, one girl must confront her secret supernatural past before things turn deadly. Fans counting down the days to the Buffy Vampire reboot, which just got canceled. Okay? It's fine. I guess we'll have this instead. Okay? I'm really sad about this. Hulu, what were you thinking? What were you thinking, Hulu? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool. We have This Immortal Heart by Jennifer Saint. Another Aphrodite. I guess this is the year of Aphrodite. Because there's a lot of Aphrodite retellings. And every year, there seems to be one of the Greek goddesses who's the thing. I think last year or 2 years ago, it was really Artemis. Last year was a lot of Hera. The year before was Artemis. We have themes. Would all the authors start writing the same Greek goddess retelling? I don't know if they're in a club or something, but it feels like they are. Anyway, yay. We have Letters from the Last Apothecary by Bita Bizzati. Emily Wilde meets divine rivals sold. You've Got Mail with a Magical Twist. Sold. Absolutely sold. Dearly Departed by Chip Pons. Hope is a dangerous thing for gods, even former ones. Yes, and thank you. Great Outdoors by Kayla Olson. Woo! New rom-com about a high-maintenance woman who embarks on a wilderness trek to prove to her ex how low-maintenance she can be, only to find herself with no makeup and an extremely attractive trek leader. We all learn. We have Wildflower by Becky Jenkinson. A magical florist journeys from the kingdom's capital to its wild woods to fulfill an unusual request and stumbles upon friendship, conspiracy, and the buds of new love. Aww. Conspiracy. A Dash of Demon by J.F. DeBow and Amy Frost. I got no synopsis for you, so I guess a dash of demon. If you can't summon one from the pits of hell yourself, store-bought is fine. Okay. Tales of a Monstrous Heart by Jennifer Delaney. Be careful of the dark and those that call it friend. Well, the dark is my friend. And if you don't, and my dark dances, and clearly you don't dance, and if you don't dance, then you're no friend of mine. Moving on. All We Hunger For by Anna Mercier. A young woman seeks her way into a magical baking contest, but gets pulled into an elusive aristocrat's lavish world and his nefarious plan as rebellion brews in their city for fans of magic steeped in poison, which I was met on. So, let's see where we end up. We have The Sixth Nick by Daniel Kraus. Sorry, I can never say this word right. And it bothers me to this day. Startling hybrid of the Alien franchise and Ender's Game, The Sixth Nick is the first sci-fi novel from the New York Best Time Seller. So, well, following me, blah, blah, blah. You know that stuff. Anyway, new Daniel Kraus. Woo! We've got The Cursed Fate by Sam Prentice Jones. I've already read this graphic novel. It's the sequel, and it's a duology graphic novel. So, very easy to pick up. It's very queer, very fun, very found family. There you go. We have The Feywild Job by C.L. Polk. Sparks fly when bitter exes are forced to team up for an elaborate Feywild heist in this cozy fantasy romance. Okay. We've got Witch Season by Julia Bianco. This is the price of magic. Not just the blood, but the pain to bring it out. A lot of witches, a lot of myrrh this year. A lot of vampires. Not so much werewolves. Werewolves going down. All right. We have The Spiritualist by Kristen O'Donnell Tubb. The Witch Haven meets divine rivals in this magical tale of a young clairvoyant who gets dragged into a dangerous game of revenge alongside a mysterious thief in early 1900s New York City. And every time you give me a 1900s New York City, I want to break out into some newsies. I'm fine. I'm totally fine. All right, we have The Shape of Monsters by Tessa Gratton. This is the sequel in the Moon Heresies, which the Mercy Makers is the first one. There you go. But I like Tessa Gratton's writing. So there you go. All right, and our final book we're going to read. Oh, there's no cover yet on here, but there is a cover, and that is 6 Savage Thrones. Queens of Elbin 2. The first one is 6 Wild Crowns. Cool. Anyway, it's a sequel, so I feel like I can't really read you much. But there you have it. We did it. We made it through, and I desperately need more tea. So I hope you guys, any of those piqued your interest. I'm sorry I'm in my weird cold medicine-infused delusion of grandeur. I don't know. I don't even know the words coming out of my mouth anymore. All I know is I need to stop talking now. So I'm going to go do that. And I will see you next time, cuties. Bye! Slightly little tiny box. Slightly little tiny box. Yeah, yeah. Slightly little tiny box. Cha, cha, cha. I'm a little loopy because I'm on cold medicine. What I really want is to not cough.